We're back again on our third guest on the show. We're talking today with Gary Sotaro from Edenvale. Crazy story, crazy person, and I've known him for a little while now. I'm very excited to share his story. I'm also here with Larishka again. Always there.
Yeah.
Let's hand over to you, Gary.
Pleased to meet you. Thank you so much. My name is Gary Sotaro from Edenvale. Thank you to have me. It's an honor to come share my story with you guys. And if it helps somebody along the way, then it served its purpose. And all glory to God.
Yeah. So let me just start off with the first question. How did you end up on this chair? Obviously it's been a very, very long road.
It has. It's been a very long road. Well, let's go back to my childhood. Childhood was pretty difficult. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because we'll be sitting here forever.
For days.
But that was a testimony on its own to get through that. And then I got married at young. I was very full of myself. I was very big for my boots, my mom used to say. And I thought I had all the answers. Got married, carried on drinking, friends. And eventually we got divorced and started dabbling with drugs. And at the age of 33, went full out. I gave up on life. I didn't want my kids to face a divorce. And from drugs led into just partying, and it went completely sideways. From 33 to 49 to 42 was 9 years of solid hard drinking, drugging, depression and anxiety. And COVID came, and eventually actually tried to smoke myself, tried to unalive myself. And I tell you what, that was not just an eye opener, but it was, I actually went on my hands and my knees and I said, you know what, Lord, I can't anymore, I'm gonna die. What am I here for? Gave my life to God, and I opened up a thing called Keeper 24. It was a service as a beacon of hope to help other people. And that held me accountable because I wouldn't be able to sell the water knowing that I was still drinking. So it was kind of like a win-win situation. And then that started off in 23. And now I've turned it into a life. It's a brand. We do water, helping people. We have a WhatsApp group. Started off with 5 guys ministering, and I think we got like 45 guys.
No, what a story. So I just want to quickly paddle back again a bit to the life-changing experience. Obviously you had a suicide attempt.
Yeah.
Did you succeed?
Well, the lead up to that was pretty hectic because it was COVID time, and I'd a couple of times planned on taking my life, and I was in such a dark road, such a dark place. When COVID came, there was a few guys that were operating in the restaurant business, and I phoned up the one guy. I said to him, listen, are you selling alcohol? And he said yes. I went to his restaurant. He's actually part of our Hill group.
Oh, wow.
And, I bought all his alcohol in the restaurant. You're not even supposed to be on the road.
I know this.
You're not even supposed to be on the road. I'm buying up his whole stock and got in my car, and I said, okay, well, let's do or die. Went to my house and I started the parties, and the parties just never ended. And I drank every day. I just woke up, drank. When I tell you that alcohol had me by the neck, alcohol is a hell of a drug. The drugs led up to that, and then the Monday morning woke up and I just decided, I said, well, today's the day. There will be a photograph of me laying in the bed. My heart had already stopped, the doctors were there. And then that was just like an eye-opener. I thought to myself, coming out of that, it was COVID, they said, we can't keep you overnight because there's people we need the beds. And that realization, walking out of that was, I said, you know what, Lord, please help me. I'm in trouble here. And I mean, prior to that, it was car accidents, landing in people's houses where I just didn't know who I was, where I was. And
Sure. Yeah, that's actually a very big blessing that you got a bed.
Yeah.
Couldn't have, there was no other way, it's only God.
100%.
Yeah.
And you know what the thing is, I don't regret none of that, because it's helped me to come to a different understanding through that suffering, is that you can relate to a lot of people. You can go to a therapist and pay all this money, but when you speak in the same language and you can understand a person's pain and empathize with them, I've, not for my glory, but I've helped a lot of people in the right direction. So it wasn't a waste. It was.
Yeah. Well, I can also tell you that the best therapist is the people that's been there
100%.
previously.
Yes.
Yeah. Same with people in wheelchairs,
Yeah.
and disabilities. I can tell you, if you are going through an experience and someone can relate to your story, it'll change. It will make a million. I don't know, millions of difference.
100%, because the wisdom that they carry and the keys that they hold to unlock the pain that you've suffered is that I also think as well that, you know, when I look back at all the things that I've done, and if I'd listened, like I said to you in the beginning, my mom said to me I was too big for my boots. You know, if I'd listened, and but sometimes you got to burn and you got to go through the test to get the testimony. You know, so. But yeah, listen, I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, it's given me a better quality of life. I've married the woman that I love, and I got a good quality. I got a good value for life.
Yeah. So just obviously, so we do heal, try and help people by helping ourselves. Yeah. Obviously the age group that's gonna see this is also kind of mixed.
Yes.
Old people, young people, but the majority is gonna be young people. What would you tell someone? Obviously, I've been through that. Just out of your mouth, what would you tell the young people of our generation?
I would say educate yourself and be very vigilant of the friends that you keep. You know, ultimately we got our own choice. You know, God has given us choice, but friends can be a big influencer. And I think the kids today in the social media, the era that we are with kids, it's so much more pressure for them. You know, so yeah, be careful who you're hanging around with. Don't try drugs. I can guarantee you that drugs 20 years ago compared to what it is today, it's just it's wicked. It's witchcraft. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's no better way to put it, because there's no fun in it.
Yeah. And what do you think? So obviously we see a lot of deep stories of drugs and stuff, but there's obviously also people that don't go through that but suffers the same mental things as we do. Let's say, for instance, someone that's lost their ability to walk. What would you tell to people like that? That's also going through a depression state, feeling shit about themselves, all of those type of things.
Well, look, I tell you what, I gave well, let's go back to the beginning. When I was a youngster, that's the best thing that my parents gave me, was the church. I had to get baptized, I had to do my communion. I was an altar boy, you know, so that was my foundation that I had. So I think that kind of sustained me during the time that I actually was away from God. So I would say that depression and anxiety, because I've gone through that as well, you got to surrender. You got to surrender it over to God and just say, you know what, Lord. And I actually don't think, I say this with conviction in my heart, is that the highest form of worship is when you're in pain. And you can say to God, you know what, Lord, your will be done. And I trust you. Wherever you're going to take me, whatever plans that you've got for me, I will abide in you and I will still love you. You know, if you look at Job in the Bible, his whole family, everything was stripped away from him. And I think it was his wife that said to him, why don't you curse God? You know, he's taken away everything. And he said, I wouldn't do that. I was still praise his name. And he was restored of everything. And I can promise you, you believe in God and you, like I say, for me, I didn't go to rehab, I didn't go to counseling. I was an alcoholic for 20 years, drugs, womanizing, anything you can say that I've done. And I mean, I'm completely healed of that. I'm 5 years completely sober. So that's not, but there's no man that can switch on the light and say, well, tomorrow morning I'm changing.
But I don't think it was that. I think it came a long time and then finally.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. I don't even know. I wanted to ask you a question. Ek is sommer geskok. Dink jy dit was die Here se plan vir jou om deur al daai te gaan om hom op so sekere tyd te ontmoet?
To be really honest, I think that the plan that God had for me, I fulfilled. There wasn't, like I said, if I look back, there was no regret. I know that God had his hand over my life. And the testimony that I went through was, I've been given knowledge to help other people. So I think that was the right road that I was on now.
Sure.
Definitely.
And well done. I just want to tell you well done. Ek het nie hierdie verwag nie. Dis baie erger as wat ek gedink het, want ek meen ons ken nie sulke tipe goed soos ek kom nie van. Kan jy sê mens
Drugs and
ja, ek weet net nie van nie want ek het nie pelle of vriende wat drank verseker, bietjie misbruik. Hulle weet dit nie altyd nie, maar misbruik en drank en so maar nie dwelms nie. So hier is my helemaal eye-opener. Dis maar ek eintlik nie veel het om te sê nie, want dit is net vir my so groot inspirasie. So dankie daarvoor.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'd just like to double back on that. You know, people think that that drugs, people choose to do drugs, and it's such a bad thing. But when they get to the root cause of why those people actually started dabbling with drugs, yes, there is people, there's kids, there's younger generations that want to be in the mix and party, but there's a lot of people that are trying to numb their pain that have been affected by childhood trauma. That I started with drinking, and drinking became, then it was drugging, then drugging became full-on alcohol, waking up in the morning having a drink, and then it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I really do empathize with people that land up doing drugs and don't make it out. You know.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's well.
I mean, this is statistics says that only 2% of us do make it out.
100%.
Yeah. And we're part of the 2%.
2%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I love that story though.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously I also just want to say that alcohol is just as bad.
100%.
Even if it's not worse because of it's legal.
It actually is worse.
Yeah.
The detox of alcohol, I tell you what, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. The shakes, the traumas, the night sweats, they actually call it the DTs. And I had a couple of those episodes where you, and the only thing to fix that is another dope.
Yeah.
You know, and that's being honest. I mean, in actual fact, I was very, very lucky to do the detox that I done and not die or go into a convulsion or a seizure, because you're actually supposed to be medicated. The years that I've been drinking.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, it wasn't easy, but I tell you what, I always play that movie through, and I think to myself, one drink is going to cost me 5 years of hard work. So it's not
Yeah,
worth
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And can I ask you, like, why weren't you in the rehab? You said you went in the rehab, no?
Yeah, so basically I thought to myself, you know, I had my work. It was during COVID.
Oh,
I hadn't been retrenched by the grace of God. And I just looked at that and I said, you know what, you have to go to work, whether you like it or not, and you have to go suffer.
Yeah.
And when I tell you that it's a different kind of mental torture, trying to get through your work and you're fighting yourself. You actually, and then I got saved. After the first year, it was very, very hard. Every time I looked at my boss, he looked at me like I was stealing his lunch. He completely despised me. But I really do send my prayers and thoughts for him, because he really did look after me. Then the first year I got saved, and I opened the Skip at 24 as a service to other people. And yeah, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, I've turned it into a life, and it's just, yeah, I mean, just trying to help people stand as a beacon of hope. I've met Luan, I've met so many nice people, you know.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Sure.
So where's this thing going?
Well, we are hosting, we're actually going to launch the brand at the festival, Revival, which is going to happen through New Day. We're hoping to have at least 2,000-3,000 people over there. People getting saved, people getting baptized. And yeah, it's all to do with staying alive, staying prayed up, you know. The brand itself is staying sober, keep it 24. We all got 24 hours in a day. And yeah, if it helps one person, it served its purpose. So hoping we get something out of it, you know.
Yeah. So I also saw on your Instagram that you do a lot of gym.
Yes.
You're quite built, like
Yeah.
and so yeah, obviously to motivate a lot of people through that as well.
Yeah, so basically all the time that I used to give up drinking, well, give value to my time of drinking, I've now substituted that to the gym and to look after the body that I've once wrecked. So yeah, I meet a lot of people at the gym, and I just try to spread the word of God and intercede and put them on my group. There is a lot of guys on my group that are bodybuilders. Yeah, and I just like to see how far I can stretch my body and look after my mind, look after my soul, and yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing something like a massive marathon or something, or some competitions?
I would like to challenge myself in something like that. Yeah, if it had to come up, I would, yeah.
Well, I mean, she's a very big inspiration. She's doing an Ironman
Okay,
in a wheelchair.
I'd love to come support you.
Yeah.
That's what everyone
Crazy.
says. Not doing it with me, but just support. Yeah, that's
We'll do it with you in 2027.
No.
Maybe just get in the gym.
Yeah,
so by cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's cool. And how long have you been training? 5 years, I guess.
So when I had my first episode, what happened at my first episode when I was still doing a bit of drugs? It was 30 years old. my heart went out of control. A couple of times I landed up in hospital, by the way.
Sure.
Car accidents, landing up in people's houses. Oh, it was a mess. And then you'll see in one of the videos how overweight I was. I just let myself go. And then, yeah, I just started training at the age of 30.
Okay.
But only recently now, the last 5 years, that I've really dedicated and started watching what I eat. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And another question: how did you escape the culture? Because obviously we know there's a culture of addiction.
Correct.
And it's very difficult to escape that culture.
I must be honest, I still try to remain friends and try to remain close associates with, but it's exactly what you just said now, it's a culture. And eventually you just don't fit in, you know.
Yeah.
It's just,
Kind of get pushed out.
yes, sure.
Yeah.
And it does, it becomes a lonely road, but I had to do it for my sanity, I had to do it for my family, and ultimately I had to do it for myself.
Yeah. So obviously you've been involved with a couple of biker gangs and stuff. What was your experience with that? The culture around there, because I know it's very difficult to escape that as well.
Yeah, 100%. Well, yeah, I was what you could call it a hang around. I jawed with him. Was good friends with some big names, Mitzi, Byron. Yeah, it was just. I think it was also a phase that I went through. You know, you just it's a phase that you go through. But
So you were never driving yourself?
no. I never. I don't think I could. A gun and a motorbike wasn't my. Those two things, they said, no, you stay far away from that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, lekker.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a short break.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually just want to bring back, because addiction is a family disease and it affects every single person around you, times 7.
Correct.
So obviously you are a father, been in addiction with kids, or no, I mean kids.
Got two, a boy and a girl.
Yeah, so, and you've put them through this. How did they turn out, where they're going? And then obviously as a parent, I can imagine these things stays with you while you're in addiction, and you can see the destruction it caused in their lives. How did you deal with that? What's the story there?
Well, I must be honest, that was my, one of my biggest regrets, is that seeing my kids, and I'd actually cut myself short by getting drunk in front of them, trying to hide it that you're doing the drugs and they're not seeing. I don't think my daughter as much, but my son, you know, he got to witness a lot of parties, a lot of women at the house, a lot of things that I'm not proud of. But on the other hand, I must be honest, is that I've given them an insight into where it can take you and where it will ultimately lead you, you know, death and destruction. And they're more aware, and I can speak openly and honestly to them, you know, and I tell them all the time, please, whatever you do, don't get involved with drugs. Be mindful. And the reason why I also actually went off the rails was when I went through my divorce, I never wanted my kids to grow up. I never went through a broken home, although I had a hard upbringing. But now looking at my kids, after I got sober, my son Connor Sotoro started writing music, and he got saved recently, and my daughter, and my other daughter, Kiara. And looking at them now, how they have got compassion for other kids. So it was worth it for them, you know. I look at my kids now, and especially my daughter as well. She's such a humble heart, and she just wants to help other people as well. So yeah.
That's fantastic, guys. Sure, that's fine.
How's it, everyone? We're back again today, and then welcome back on the show again.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and then I just want to quickly jump into it very quick. So I know you've started Alive, the clothing brand.
Yes.
And I know on the back, if you can just show the camera, it says Survivors Clean and Sober, and then at the bottom it says Unbroken Maverick.
Yes.
So if you can just tell us a little bit more about Unbroken Maverick and what's that about, what does it mean to you? How did it come onto the shirt?
Well, Keep It 20, I actually started off with Keep It 24, and if you look at the semicolon between Keep It 24, the semicolon represents guys going through awareness of depression and anxiety. The 24 is, we've got 24 hours in a day, which is 1,440 minutes, and I always try to keep in my mind, 1 minute of anger is 60 seconds of unhappiness that you'll never get back, so don't hold on to that, which I think is quite powerful. And then, eventually I turned it into Alive, and Alive at Keep It 24. Unbroken Maverick was that the world tried to break me, and my unshakable spirit. And I've risen above that, and just try to keep it real, stay alive, stay prayed up, and just keep giving the glory to God. Oh, and another thing on top of that was that when we were consumed in my mom's womb, the enemy had a target on our backs, you know, and I just feel that we won because we're still in our own mind, and we put our own shoes on today. So all glory to God. To God be the glory there.
Yeah, powerful story. Actually, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you say the enemy has already had a plan for us before he came. Do you think he knows what we're capable of?
Definitely, without a doubt. The enemy knows you better than you know yourself. And you must remember, never ever think that you got your addiction waxed. Work your program, keep going your sessions, because I can tell you that he's sitting in the back of your mind doing push-ups, waiting for you just to leave that little door open. Once you leave that door open, he's into you. And yeah, I promise you, just stay sober, stay prayed up, keep in the word, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like I said, he's got a target on your back, and the main aim is for him to take you out. Yeah. And God will look after you. God will keep you on the right path.
Yeah. And then actually, since the last video we shot, something came to mind, and we're talking about all the success stories and the people we know with successful stories.
Yes.
Kind of crazy stories, and I love every single one of them. But there's a part something that came into my heart. What about the people that never got to experience it? And the families left behind.
100%. You know, I think of that, and recently I lost a friend, Paulie Ferreira, and my heart was really, we sat in this lounge and we actually played together, and he faced a huge thing in his life, you know, and I just think to myself, like, you know, it must be so hard sore knowing that you don't get to write the end of your story, you know. Your kids are left behind, and I just, it breaks my heart that what addiction and drugs and alcohol does. And if I can help one person just to lead them in the right direction, then this has all been worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Now also, my heart just goes out to people and families that's lost people to addiction or even mental health disorders, man. Because it's so deep, and we know there's a way out.
There is a way out.
There's always a way out, and some people just never get to experience it.
100%. You know, I was very fortunate, like I said in the beginning, I never went to rehab and I never went to counseling. And I only say that because, you know, God really done work with me. He, I would say that he touched his hand over my body. Not, you know, to be able to do drugs, and I don't say that as it's an achievement, because it's not. But to do drugs for 20 years and then not go to rehab or counseling for that, you know, and where it led me to was a miracle on its own, and I don't take that for granted, or I don't take that lightly.
Yeah. Now, speaking of miracles, let's go to the conference coming up.
Yes.
1st of November, Revival.
Yeah.
The Revival Festival.
Yes.
How's that going to work? What's the plans there?
So basically, my son's hosting it, my son and his partner, Connor and Ryan, and yeah, we're looking to pull some big numbers there. We're going to have some worship. We're going to have a lot of people getting saved. There's going to be some stores. You know, we were talking about having a Christian flea market, and it came up in conversation, and we said, you know what, revival is happening right around the world. You can see a lot of people are lost, a lot of people don't know what's happening, and it would be a wonderful time to see a lot of people get saved, get baptized, and you know what, a fun day out with the family.
Yeah. And then how do we get in? How does people get there?
So my son, I'm going to put up the link. I'll put up the flyer. You can go on to Hala. You can book through there online. And or you can buy tickets at the door, as far as I understand. But yeah, please come. 1st of November, it is going to be a day of fun. We're going to be worshipping, playing bands. It's going to be a cracker of a day.
Yeah. And yeah, after I posted that Instagram story about the Revival, I've got some lekker DMs.
Okay.
So I hope to see all of you there.
Yeah, you better be there.
Yeah, so just in closing, yeah, what a powerful story you have. Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then just a couple of questions. Obviously, you've started this Alive merch and the ministry that you're doing.
Yes.
So what does it mean? What's the story behind it?
So yeah, the Alive is, I'm grateful to God for every single second. No matter how much money you can acquire in this world, you cannot add one more minute to your life. And everything that I'd put myself through, I'm just grateful to be here, be alive, be present with my family. Every second that I've got over here is, I'm alive, stay prayed up. My greatest success is my relationship with God, my salvation, and I know where I'm going. Yeah.
And then on the merch it says Unbroken Mavericks.
Yeah,
So
so
what does that mean?
the Unbroken Maverick was for me, it was the world tried to break me, and my mission is that I know that I'm not of this world. You know, we got to survive. God knows that we got to survive, and we got to make it in the world, but we're not of the world. So the world didn't break us. You know, we're alive, we're grateful, and just live your life at 24 hours at a time.
Yeah, crazy story.
Survivors, we didn't get buried.
Yeah.
They did bury us, but they didn't know.
Well,
what
we
seas-
can scratch our way out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, lekker.
No,
But thank you for coming, and
Thank you
I
so
hope we'll
much.
do much more.
Thank you very much for allowing me to take this place and
Yeah.
to share the day with
And
you.
if anyone wants to chat to anyone of us, I'll put the details on there, how you can reach us. Yeah,
If anybody wants water, I do the water, I do the merch, hats,
the caps.
and
Yeah,
a service that can be offered, no problem.
lekker. Thank you.
Lekker.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one.